Double Edge TV. I'm your host, Derrick Carey. Tonight's segment is the heart behind the music. I had a chance to speak with Jared Rayberg, a wonderful musician right here in New York City. Not only is he a wonderful musician, Jared has a special story that really identifies what the heart behind the music is. But don't forget to check out Jared's performing his new LP, Waking Up American, right after the show. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Well, it's kind of embarrassing, but I'm a child from the 80s, so I remember seeing the MTV videos of Bon Jovi, Cinderella was rocking up there, Motley Crue, and, I didn't know a kid who didn't want to be up there, rocking on stage, but at the time I didn't really know how to rock, and I actually didn't know how to play guitar at the time, so I was just left with, inspiration and left with hopes of, being on a loud stage and singing to the masses. I have very few memories left of my first performance because I had so many small ones before the real one, and I think that I remember the first time I looked out into the audience and I saw somebody crying, and I realized that I wasn't really joking around anymore. I really wasn't having fun. I was really, reaching out to people, and my words were actually getting through. And I realized I had a lot of work to do because I wanted to be more than just a splash in the pan, or whatever that phrase is, or a flash in the pan. I wanted to make a difference. So it was really amazing to see that change and amazing to see that reaction, but it kind of scared me a little because I realized that, oh, wow, I know what I'm doing. But I always, kept those Bon Jovi dreams alive, and I also kept my honesty going, because I knew that there was a lot to be given. I think saved a lot of money playing music that I would have used for counseling and therapy. And I know that there are a lot of children out there who are adopted from Asia, just like myself, and a lot of adoptive parents out there that are maybe struggling inside on how to raise their child the best way possible. Most of the time, these parents know exactly what to do, and I think it's just great to see that they care. And I think my music is an opportunity to begin a dialogue, between, the parents, or between the child and the parent, or the parent and the public. And it's great to be a part of that, and to be able to use my music to tell stories and to share emotions that they may encounter in their lives. Wash Over Me was kind of the cleansing, and I think because music, studios and the time and preparation it takes to go into a studio and record music, well, for me personally, it's taken a long time, and I had all these stories kind of backed up in my brain and in my heart. It was like a traffic jam of music, and it took this long, and the whole time I was trying to let go of these songs from track to track, and try to tell these stories as fresh as possible. But unfortunately, some of these songs are outdated, but the audience doesn't know that, which is really good. But these songs are a part of my life, and it's almost like a scrapbook of a journey in the last 4 or 5 years. And Wash Over Me is kind of that visual, if I had a day to be a cinematographer, or a day to be a director, where after living through, the adventures of traveling around and playing music, and, being a part of a great community of children and parents and my family members, and, how could I best describe that feeling of completing it? And I think that I always envision the waterfall coming down, or the thunderstorm breaking and the rain coming down, and I'm saying to myself, I did it. I had gone through many phases of the music industry, dreams, and I really like the fact that people enjoy my music, and I like going out and performing at events that revolve around or are themed with adoption. I used to play in the city at some bars and cafes, and I think I got a little snobby about where I played because I didn't like people talking over me, which is kind of funny to some people, and then to other people they'd say, "Wow, you're kind of picky." But I know who my audience is, and I know the people that can really benefit or who will really be touched by my music. I mean, God forbid I get in the way of some guy trying to get a date at a bar. I don't want to be that guy on the stage interrupting, his game. So I look out and I see a music industry, that is filled with a lot of talent, and of course I would love to be acknowledged as a musician on that level at some point in my life, but I don't think that I'm ready to do all the things that are involved, and I'm not really a dancer, so Justin Timberlake and I would not have any kind of battle because he always wins. But it would be great to be able to have a set schedule of weekend gigs during the year where I'm able to be a part of the community on a regular basis. That would be wonderful because I know there's a lot of agencies out there, and there's a lot of camps out there that reach out to older adoptees like myself, and I don't have a PhD, I don't have a master's in adoption, but I do know that my songs can be like a dialogue starter. So that would be tremendous, and it would really let my life work continue in the way that I had always envisioned it. And if a single of mine made it to the radio, it would be a blessing as well. And I have not turned away from being a songwriter professionally. I mean, I would love to write some country songs or love to write some pop songs and let someone else sing them, But for my music, in my own personal words, I like to keep that separate. Well, I was only 9 months, so I really can't tell you what the experience was like, but I can tell you what the experience has been like being a part of the history as people have been telling the stories again 30 years later. And every time I see a film footage or I see a picture, I'm just amazed that I was actually a part of that at 9 months old. I look at the people on the films and on the pictures, and I just can't. I'm so overwhelmed by seeing that generosity and seeing that courage that they had to take action like they did. Whether it was the right action or the wrong action, whether it was controversial or heroic, I look at my life today and I say thank you. I'm alive. I'm alive to look at it. I'm alive to learn about it, and I wouldn't have anything in my life if it wasn't for those people. And I know that so many people just suffered, and so many people lost friends and family at the end of the Vietnam War, and there's nothing you can do to change that. And I hope that through making the best of my opportunity, all those people out there can see that their efforts went to something. Yeah, thank you. And the Vietnamese Adopting Network is an organization that began in the year 2000 out in Colorado at a reunion of Vietnamese adoptees. And it's a great opportunity for me to reach out to the community and kind of be there as a friend and be there, as a kind of inspiration to the younger generation. And also, when I meet other adoptees from Operation Baby Lift, I lend them a hand in getting in contact with other adoptees that either came from Operation Baby Lift or came before then. There's been a lot of great dialogue from other adoptees or with other adoptees that have taught me so much peace and understanding about what happened, and also how our lives were quite similar growing up, and things that we're maybe still working through as human beings and as adoptees. And the organization continues to have an online presence, and I take part in heritage camps where I get to sing my songs and speak with the parents, either through a panel or a friendly dialogue. Yeah, and I mean, in return, I thank you because being here today gives my music a purpose, gives my life work a purpose, to have an opportunity to be able to capture, on film, what my life work is, and how you as a producer, you've chosen to tell my story through your efforts and through your hobbies. So it's great to be here.
Thank you.
Just as much, it's incredible because there's more Vietnamese adoptees and more Asian American adoptees out there than there are singer-songwriters. So I think that if we can reach just one of them, and if they, have an opportunity to know that there are other people out there that share the same, concerns and have struggled in the same way, I think that it makes the world a better place, as they would say, but on a real way,
Well, that concludes tonight's episode of Double Edge TV. I hope you enjoyed the show. For more information about Derrick Rayberg or his new album, log on to www.jarrettrayberg.com. For more information about the VAN program, log on to www.van-online.org. And for more information about Double Edge TV, visit us at www.myspace.com/DASTAD. Thank you, good night, and God bless.
I see you on my TV. You're rushing home from work